Hi, my name is Alexandria Dobson. I currently live in the White Mountains in Vernon, Arizona on a cow-calf operation on the Dobson Timberline Ranch, and I'm a mother of 4 kids. Carrie is my oldest at 8 years old. Janie is my only girl at 6 years old. Roy at 4 years old, and Wesley is 1.5. Me and my husband Dalton love ranching and love especially letting our kids be a part of what we do. About 6 years ago, my husband and I got involved in Farm Bureau. My husband was currently at the time working for Ag West as a banker, and we entered Farm Bureau as ag professionals and got started kind of that way, getting familiar with Farm Bureau. And Dalton, my husband, would help with his dad's ranch on the side. So we had a lot of insight into the actual ag production side of it. Well, after a few years, I had the opportunity to join the Women's Leadership Committee, and that has been one of the biggest blessings of my life. I joined not really knowing what I was getting myself into. And I remember my first meeting going and realizing that I was one of the youngest ones there. And it was a little intimidating. There was a lot of really strong leaders in the room who I really looked up to. But over the past couple years being involved, they have become some of my greatest friends, greatest mentors, and greatest examples of people I look up to in ag. They've helped me through all sorts of things, especially this year as I competed in the discussion meet. So many of them reached out to help me study and prepare, were sending me well wishes right before the competition, and I just felt so empowered to do what I was doing because I had the support of my Women's Leadership Committee. Farm Bureau has also helped me and my husband. This last May we moved back full time and have really seen the effects of the Mexican gray wolf problem here on our ranch and the effects of financial strain it has on our operation. This past March, because of a relationship with Farm Bureau, my husband was invited to go back and testify in front of the Committee of Natural Resources as a potential discussion about delisting the Mexican gray wolf. And we're excited because last week the House Committee passed an amendment to have the Mexican gray wolf taken off the endangered species list. And we know that this is only really due to the hard work of Farm Bureau and starting as a grassroots policy in one of our county meetings, moving up to the state level, and then on to our wonderful lobbyists at DC. And we are so grateful for Farm Bureau in supporting us and being there every step of the way with every little issue we are seeing. One of the greatest joys of being on this operation day to day is sharing it with my children and watching them glean the gratitude and hard work it takes to run an operation like this. And I think that's my greatest joy in doing this, is sharing that experience with them. And I love the day-to-day. Although I'm not outside with my husband all day, maybe doing the hard work that it takes, I feel like I'm keeping the household in order, making sure meals are ready and laundry's done so that our operation operates well, because that's taken care of at home. And I just have appreciated watching my children learn hard work. One of my most favorite things about Farm Bureau is that I've never been so welcomed with children anywhere in the world. You walk in with kids to any Farm Bureau meeting and everyone is so excited to see your children there. And it's made it so much easier for my husband and I to feel like we can participate in what we're doing, is to know that our kids are welcome there and that they are just, everyone's happy to see them. And I love that about Farm Bureau, is that it's all about the family. They always want our kids there. They always want us involved. And everyone just pitches in and helps us. So we are so appreciative of Farm Bureau, and I'm appreciative to the Women's Leadership Committee in having so many leaders and mentors help me along the way, help me become a better mother, a better assistant to my husband on the ranch, but really just a better leader throughout my community. Growing up in a Farm Bureau family, I didn't really realize what that meant as a child. And now growing up in our own operation, I realize the depth and the importance Farm Bureau brings to our operation, but especially brings to me as a leader. Throughout different things I've been able to be a part of, committees, different things I've been able to plan, different groups I've been able to be a part of, and things I've been able to learn. Everything I do in Farm Bureau leads me back to being a better leader, not only in the ag community, but in just my general community here at home.